Hi, this is a video on how to change the elementary school report card indicators at National Trail. Just so you understand, you can do this at any time. Anytime a grade level team gets together and wants to change how they're doing their indicators and report cards, what quarter they're in, the wording entirely, deleting indicator entirely, adding indicators, it's totally up to you guys. And that's why I coded it the way I did, so you guys can change it whenever you want to. The coding determines what quarter it goes into, what category it goes into, and what order it goes into, and you have total control over that. I'm going to show you how to do that. It's really, really easy. If you're on, and I'm using Mrs. Halstein's second grade class just because I pulled it up, if you're in here and want to change the indicators for second grade, and this will only affect Mrs. Halstein, so every teacher has to do this, and you want to change them as a group to make sure they all match, obviously. But here's how you do it. You just go to Gradebook, and you go to Indicators, and you go to Edit Indicators. Again, you go to Gradebook, Indicators, and Edit Indicators, and here's our list of indicators. Now, the alphanumeric is what determines the quarter, the category, and the order. So anything that has a 1 is going to show up in first quarter. Anything that has a LA is going to be language arts, MA is math, SC is science, SO is social studies. I don't know why I came up with that. I guess it sounded better than SS. And then the last characters, and it has to be number dash category dash order, just like it is on here. The last one determines the order they're in, and I would always use a 0. Don't just use a 6, because 6 will show up after a 09 because it's alphanumeric, so you want to use a 0, 1, 0, 2 because it looks at both these characters. This will still show up, but it show up at the end of the report card. So if I want to change one of these, and I'm going to go down and say that we don't want to do problem solving in first quarter, we want to move it to second quarter. So all I have to do down here is go to the edit button at the end and click on it, and now I see the full indicator. Problem solving 1 is what I see as a teacher on the drop down list. The alphanumeric is what determines where it goes in the report card. If I want to move it to second quarter, I just change that to a 2. Want to move it to a third quarter, I move it to a 3. I'm not going to change it on Mrs. Halstein, obviously. If I wanted to move it from math to, oh, hey, this is now a science indicator, I just move it to SC instead of MA. If I want to just change it to a different spot on the thing, I could just move it to the end by moving to a 17. I'm going to leave it alone. And the last thing is the verbiage down here is what actually shows up in the report card. So if you don't like the way as a team, we don't like it saying use the appropriate strategies to solve problems, you can change it to whatever you want to. The minute you go down here to the bottom and hit save, it's now going to be different on every single report card that Mrs. Halstein prints out. So again, you see this one. This one determines the quarter, category, and order. And this one is what prints out on the report card, and all you have to do is hit save changes to the end, and voila, you've changed your indicators. You cannot delete indicators that have been used in your class. You can see the only indicator that allows me to delete is this one that has not been used yet. But if you change the number at the front to something other than a 1, 2, 3, or 4, it will not show up anymore, which gives you two things. Number one, if I want to stop showing this one on the report card, I can just change it to a 5, and it won't show up on the report card. Also, if I as a teacher want to monitor my own indicators that don't show up on the report card, I've got some behavior ones, or I've got something else I want to monitor, all I have to do is make that alphanumeric something other than 1, 2, 3, or 4 at the beginning. If I make it 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, it will not show up on the report card, but you can still use it in your class if you want to. So that's pretty simple. That's all you have to do to change your indicators. Again, you can do it anytime as the years change, as the state changes what it wants us to track, as we start with SLOS or Common Core. You can go through and revamp those indicators as much as you want to. Again, quarter, category, and order is the only thing you need to worry about. The short name is the one you see on drop downs. The long name that doesn't show up in here until you hit edit is the one that shows up on the report card. And that's it to make an indicator changes in your class.